Let me, I'm gonna
Okay.
put record that
Okay.
now.
Nice.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. So what the story that I would like to know is how did you get into dance? What was your first experience of movement and dance? And then that journey, where did it go and lead to today? Of known as Stokes,
Uh-huh.
the popper, the waver, the guy that put it on the map representing Pomona. So
Okay.
that's kind of, I would say, but we can definitely go into different conversations through the journey. We
Oh,
don't
we
have,
just let it flow. We
yes.
just let it flow. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I grew up in Oakland, and when I was a kid, I was in Oakland and San Jose and Milpitas out there.
Mm,
So my aunt, she used to do Soul Train. She used to shoot out and do Soul Train shots and stuff like that. And she was a dancer.
mm,
Our family, if you ever saw Eddie Murphy's movie I mean, when his show, when he gets ready to do his stand-up and
mhm,
he shows all the kids and out there doing their dance and doing the show for the family, that's what we used to do. So
mm,
I would do the robot because I saw my aunt do it. So I do the robot. So as things have gone, every time we have people over, they want you to do the robot and do this and that.
right.
So I was a kid too, and I just went and did other things and stuff. It was only dancing at home. It wasn't like they danced in the street back then. We was running around, going in the fields and
Mhm,
tearing up stuff. You know what I mean? So
mhm,
as I got older, we moved to Pomona, and I was around fifth grade.
mm,
Fifth grade, and I still did robot, but it wasn't battles and stuff like that. We didn't do anything like that at that time. It was just dancing.
mhm,
And when I got to Pomona, uh, uh, I saw uh, Seawalk, Four Corners, it was different things like that because I grew up in the south side of Pomona, so it was a lot of it was a lot of stuff going on there. So
mm, mhm, mhm.
but that to say what you were asking, to answer what you were saying,
Right.
it was my aunt,
Your aunt.
and
That was the first.
and
Okay.
and the music was more or less James Brown type of things, and
Mm,
back then it was kind of like really funky. So you danced a certain way. I do that in my teaching when I teach too, because
mhm,
people don't understand the time that you're growing up, where you're growing up at determines what you express because you have to express you.
right.
So when you express you, you're going to express what you're made of, what your atmosphere is. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I can teach a cat to look like me, but he'll never really understand what I'm doing. That's
Right.
why I teach how to bring you out. Look
Mm.
at me. I'm giving my class when I'm supposed to be giving my class in November, I think, November or
This
something.
is a sneak peek, a little sneak trailer for the class. But yeah.
Yes, I'm always there, right?
Yes, yes, yes,
Why you think it goes on? You got to keep going on. You know what I mean? Give the love comes back. You know what
yes,
I'm saying?
yes.
Always. If you do that, it's the same in your dance, right?
Mm, mhm,
When
mm,
you put in your love in your dance, you're going to express your dance. That's why I tell the dancers respect each other because you know the hard work.
mhm.
The real dancers. Now, there's other dancers that are having fun, and that's great, man.
Yeah.
But see, I grew up in a time, and like I said, when we talk about neighborhoods and stuff like that,
Mhm.
you rep your neighborhood, you're down for your neighborhood. No matter if they did wrong, you chastise them at home, but they don't chastise your people, right? It's kind of like you just got a loyalty in there, right?
Right,
It's the
right.
same. So when I learned my dance, it's part of me.
Mm,
So when I dance, I always talk about Pomona
mm,
because I'm still that. You know what I mean? It's gonna always be there, and I'm always gonna go at it hard. You know, if I don't have to, I'll let it ride. But I will go hard on the game of pop locking.
mm,
I know my pop locking. I know the idea. I know what we grew up on. So when they come with all the what is it, their philosophies.
mm,
They
mm.
can have them philosophies, you know what I mean? Keep them. If that makes you strong, cool. But we gonna still say what we say because this is us. If
Yes.
you're true to the game, it's gonna show. When you're competent in it, it's no denying you, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So what can you prove it? Prove it if it ain't right. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Right.
You know,
Right.
hey, so
Okay. So
yeah,
okay. So you were saying you were Oakland, moved to Pomona. Your aunt, it was the dancer that you were watching doing imitating the robot. And then what in fifth grade, that's when you moved to Pomona. When
yeah.
did you see waving or when were you exposed to other styles?
Okay. Well, when I got there, when I got there in Pomona, I'm a kid, I'm a cat from Oakland. You know,
Mm,
LA and they wasn't the same right then at that time, right? We was Black Panthers, they was, let's burn it up. I'm just saying. So
yes,
when
yes. The culture, the climate at the time.
it wasn't connecting all the way just yet.
Yes.
So I come out there and I got a perm. I'm
Okay.
bald now, but I had a perm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had my perm on, and I'm like in the fifth, sixth grade. You know what I mean? So they looking at me like, "Who the hell is this?" He's coming up and they looking all crazy. He looked like a girl, maybe, but
Oh.
then I don't know. So but I grew up out there, and my aunt and my uncles and they're really, so
Mm.
I wasn't no punk. So it was like, you guys is behind on me. You behind.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
thinking I'm new, and you
Right.
guys is just not knowing, right?
Right.
So I
Right.
stayed the same. And then I seen this cat named Kenny Tyler.
Hmm.
They call him Little Puppet, and he was hanging with the cats that they were older than us, they were like high school or something like that, but it seemed like he was hanging with the grown cats, and it was like, I don't mess around there, you know what I mean?
Mm. Hmm.
But he ended up living across the street from me in Angelo's in the South Side. So I seen him one Saturday. He was out there and he was doing his dance, and I mean, that's the original G style out of Pomona was what he was doing. So he was doing the dance, and all these cats was around, and they had cars and all this. I'm like, I don't, I'm like sixth grade, what the hell? I'm not going to see him today, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And he called me over and he just was throwing down. He kicked it. He said, "Man, you want to go to the park with me?" Because we're going over to the park in Ontario. And I'm thinking, Ontario, they don't like us from Pomona, right? He
Mm.
said, "We're going out there. There's a popper there that I'm a pop against, and
Mm.
pop for money." And
Oh.
I said, "Oh, they pop for money." So I'm thinking, pop for money. Okay, so I went. I'm not really a popper. I just know how to robot and a little bit of other stuff.
Right. Right.
So I go out there with them, and I see other colors because we were kind of other colors, so there was double colors, and I'm like, this ain't right. This don't feel good to me, right? And they made this big circle. The DJ turned the music on,
Mm.
and he, uh Kenny said, "Take off your hat when I get ready to start throwing down." And as I get ready to start getting into the middle of what I'm doing, start walking the hat, right? And I'm thinking, okay, I'll do that, So he starts throwing down. They're throwing down. And now this is how you made your money. They already made a bet. The leaders of that color and
Mm.
whoever's on this side color, they making bets to see
Mm.
who's going to win this battle. And
Mm.
the crowd gets to judge. You know what I mean? So they made that. But in the meantime, he's making money as I walk around. They putting dollars and throwing change in the air. And if you're throwing a lot of money in the air, by the time it gets to the dollars, you already won the battle.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm thinking this is what I want to do. I want to get
Nice.
down like that. So I
Okay.
watched him and
Yeah.
I watched him. And then I got home and he was hanging out, he was doing things that I really wasn't. My mom was like, "No, you ain't hanging out like that, right?" So I'm at the house. I'm a homebody. I start practicing every little thing I seen. I
Mm.
start seeing that puppet that he did, and I start using the puppet and trying to get little things in.
Mm.
And I would practice like 4 to 6 hours.
Mm.
And there was only so many moves at that time.
Mm.
So if you got that much time, it's up to you to make up something.
Right, right,
right?
right.
So I start making up moves. If it looks like this, maybe if I turn it, it still look like this. So it start being part of the style. So
Yeah.
I start adding to G style, and with the floats and the little things, because there wasn't that many things out there.
Wow.
You didn't have it. And then the wave came in. And when the wave came in, it was only intros. They were on
Mm.
intro, and then they do like this, and they move, and it was only intros.
Okay, intro
Yeah,
waves.
yeah.
Oh,
And then they start putting in, like, you'll start doing your hit, and then you'll intro, and then they start going down the body. Then they start kicking it, and they put it back out. And that out right there was my end, because the reversal, I started using reversals and walking.
oh, wave like coming in, like
Got to reverse.
wow.
You know what
Oh,
I mean? So the
okay.
reversals made it more easy to translate it into other styles, because in you can't really do much. You have to reverse. You have to release, right?
Yes.
If you, yeah, because waving is what? When you see a wave, you have to you have your vision of what a wave is, right?
Right.
So you know what water does.
Yes. Right.
So if your eyes are nice and feeling good watching me, I can't distort that. I have to keep the flow of what your brain automatically says it's going to do. So I
Okay.
have to stay there.
Okay.
And I
Yes.
might give my class, Jay Smooth gonna be like, "What, man? Why you telling them all right now? They ain't gonna come to
A
the."
little bit. We're giving a little bit.
I
A
gotta
little.
shut that down, man.
No, no.
Hey,
Okay.
man. Yeah. So you want me to keep going? I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah. I mean,
All
well,
right.
okay. Well, actually, I have a question.
What's up?
What year was this that you would say
Okay.
yes? Well, your friend
The
Ken.
year that I seen Kenny Tyler.
Yes. What year was?
Well, okay. Now I started getting interested in the pop locking itself in '78.
Mhm.
And that summer, I seen Kenny, because I ended up moving over into his neighborhood. And that was probably like '79,
Okay.
maybe.
Gotcha.
And that was when well, let me see what styles we had. The four corners. We didn't, there was, because see, in the '80s, all these dances came, right? See,
Mm.
people don't go back and look, but there was a lot of dances in the '80s,
Oh,
especially from 80 to '84. And
oh,
see, we were dancers, so all that was together. It wasn't a lot of poppers at every show like you go right now. You see
right.
like 20,000 pop lockers. We had like three or four, and they were from other cities, right?
Okay.
So
Right.
we come in to dance. You got to dance. You come to a dance. You got to know dances. So we use
Mm.
cha cha, all the dances except the Running Man. That was kind of out of there. You know what I mean? It was.
Okay.
I don't know if you still remember that, but that Running Man, that was just hype. That was too hype, man.
Okay.
We
Okay.
we wearing baggies and suit
Right.
ties, and we doing some things, right?
Right. Right.
So
Okay.
we go ahead and we get our dances, and so in between that we implemented them into our popping moves.
Okay.
And the way we were able to do that is through Mr. Stretch, because Mr. Stretch was he was the hardest hitter in Pomona. I mean,
Oh,
all sides. But it wasn't just a hard hit. See, people get crazy and they hit, and it just doesn't, it's looking like a hit, but it don't make me feel nothing, right?
mhm.
But
Uh-huh.
his hit was clean. It
Mm.
was a clean hit, and he knew how to do the hits at the right time. Like, he'll do an arm and a leg just a split after. So it
Mm.
looked cleaner. It looked like it shook a little more,
I see. Okay.
That's what but he knew how to get from one spot to another when we didn't. We were still floating and doing heel to toe,
Ah,
moving the heel toe, because see, people don't think about it. They do it now, but we had to implement that in our dance. Everybody had to learn how to go from the heel to the toe, you the camel walk,
okay.
those
Yeah.
little things. They call it the backslide, but it was moonwalking.
Right.
It was moonwalked in the backslide. Then, the moonwalk and the backslide are two different things. I guess everybody knows that by now, but
Right.
my
Right.
goodness, man.
Wow. Okay. So Mr. Stretch was that would you say a
Oh,
influential?
he was the top tier
Oh, wow.
of our city. So when you see him, you were like, oh. You know, that's stretch. You don't dance, you don't pop, you just walk, right?
Oh, wow.
So,
You don't dance, you don't, you
but
just walk.
you just walk, just going. But see, Mr. Stretch, he ended up moving on the same block with me and Kenny. So, and
Oh,
this is what trips me out because after I dealt with Kenny, I was like, I'm going to practice. So I practiced like 4 hours a day. I
yes.
put my little box out with the radio coming through the string, what is it, the cord coming down
Yes.
and getting on my little cassette, you know, out the window. And my window, the sun was right there coming down at me because I'm in the east.
Hmm.
Sun's coming down, and they could see me. I could see myself on the window.
Oh, nice.
4 hours. All right.
Wow. Yes,
So
yes,
that's my thing right there, right? So
yes.
I'm doing my thing. I look up and I see Mr. Stretch coming down my street. And he's wearing all white with Mr. Stretch on the side. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what is he doing? He coming to me? I'm thinking he coming after me.
Right,
What's happening, you know?
right.
So he comes down and he goes into the house. And I said, okay, I go. I said, he must know somebody over there. He stay over there. So I got my stuff and went in the house, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm being a little punk, right? So
Right, right,
I'm going
right.
to the house, he messing up my practice, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I came out, I got to practice. So I came out another day and here he come. And I was like, oh man. And he came over and he said, you pop? And I was like, oh man, yeah, you know. He said, let me check you out. And he ended up being one of the coolest cats I ever
Wow.
met, man. We still tight like brothers right now, you
Wow.
know, and that's years ago, man. And he brought our movement.
Hmm.
So when we did routines, most of that movement and getting all over the stage was created by him, you know. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah. So and see, you got to think we're in Pomona at a certain age. You don't have cars, transportation to go out and see where all this other dancing is going on and what they look like.
Mhm.
So Pomona, we pretty much grew on each other because we're battle poppers. We battle against each other through the
Mm.
whole time because I don't know you, but you're good. You
Mhm.
know, we look for whoever's good, but only as close as we can go because we're not driving. Like,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So we built on us. That's why when by the time we came out and started hitting the beach and hitting all these other places, they didn't know anything about our style because I think they were doing more boogaloo and strut,
Mm. Okay.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it was doing
Right.
that. But
Right.
we weren't doing that no more because we had No Bone came to Pomona. And see, No Bone Tyrone, he brought tidal waves and steel motion. He was like a mechanical type of a waver.
Huh. Oh, okay.
And people, that was his own thing. See, people that are still doing it now and doing it good, they had a concept, you know, and they knew what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And he stood out and he really turned me on. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I
Wow.
got I went, you want me to keep going?
Yeah. Where was he from? Where was there No Bone Tyrone coming from?
Well, you know what? He always tells me, and I don't want to get this wrong,
Mhm.
but I know he was toward LA. I know that, but I don't want to say the wrong name and get it
Right.
mixed up. He just talked to me like 2 days ago, and he's probably like, man, come on, but I love him.
Okay.
That's my boy.
Okay. And you say he brought the tidal wave.
Yeah, well, his wave was calm and smooth waves and anticipations to make you feel like, like you'd have a cliffhanger. It's like,
Yes.
what is he gonna do? That
Yes.
was No Bone Tyrone because everybody else was moving fast and looking like they was from New York, and it was kind of crazy because some of the New York wavers, they learned all the
Yeah. They're just
waves.
like,
Yeah, but they didn't stop and start looking at them. They just kept using them with their slide. See, when you're moving with your slide, you're going to keep moving your arms the same way you're moving your legs.
right.
If
Right.
you stop your legs, then you can change up the motion of your waves. But they didn't do that at that time. They might do it now because I think Mr. Wave, I met him up
Oh,
a couple of years ago, and he looked good. So
okay.
yeah,
Got you.
so
So then like No Bone Tyrone, yourself as well, you guys were really like specializing in waves, would you say? Like you were taking
Well,
your time more with, I mean, how would you
no,
describe? Uh-huh.
I was different. No Bone, I think he specialized in the wave. That's why he was able to transfer it to us. By us
Mm,
looking at him, we understood, and being a pop locker in the same generation, we understood what his goal was and why he was doing it. It wasn't for we had more like I say, we're battle poppers. So we don't, the show thing wasn't our thing, but we knew how to get the crowd to be on our side with technique and a strategy.
okay.
Bone had a nice strategy. He knew how to get the crowd involved by they see him do something, they go, wow, and then they're waiting. And
Yes, yes.
he would sink down and just have them wait. And he just be in wave motion, just sitting here
Oh,
waiting.
wow.
And
Okay.
you're like, you know,
Yeah, the
come
magician,
on.
the magic. Like,
He was a master at that. And yes, I look at everything. So I put that in my stuff.
got you.
And
Okay.
when I see like Larry, I put that in my stuff, you
Hmm.
know. And No Bone, he brought a different aspect to Pomona because like I said, we weren't traveling everywhere.
Okay.
So when he came, it was a blessing to us, in my words, because I love pop locking, man.
Wow.
You
Okay.
know, yeah.
Okay. You also mentioned G Style. My understanding, the first time I heard of G Style was Slick Dog mentioning about G Style on social media. What is G Style?
Well, let me tell you, I'm not going, okay, now Slick,
Hmm.
he's Pomona.
Okay, he's also right.
He's
Okay.
Pomona. So, like I told you before, we're loyal to our people. We
Okay.
don't have to agree with everything that you do, but
Right.
he's still Pomona.
Okay.
Okay. But you know, he asked me one time, he said, what is your style that you're doing? We was on a tour to Mexico. We was doing a Mexico tour with
Mm.
Handyman
Mm.
and Jekyll and a couple of cats out there. And I told him, I said, this is a G style because I learned it from Kenny Tyler. He was a G style. And then there were some other cats in Pomona at my school that was doing the same style he was doing, and they had different moves to it, but that's G style. So when you see me, like sometimes when I start hitting and I step and I pump and I do this, these are G style moves.
G.
See, they look at me as a waiver because I got into waving and said, okay, I'll do some since you guys like it, I'll knock it out. But see, I'm a pop locker, man. I can go G style all the whole day, but
Yeah.
I don't because I'm older and I do what's easy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In that's it's so interesting because again, like you said, like you're saying you're G style, and people see you as waves because of
Well,
how.
see that there's two different things. See, there's G style and then there's a Pomona wave style. See, you got to
Mm,
remember that when they see me, we don't just stay like this. I used to be a tut. I used to do all tuts. If I wanted to, I can go tut master, but I
mm,
don't. That's just part of the game.
right. Okay.
There was a point in my life when it was all G style. Then there was a point it was all floats, and then there was a point all ticks because these are new things coming into the game. And
Yeah.
if you're an innovator and you want to get going, you practice whatever's new and turn it into yours.
Mm,
So it's easy, right?
yes.
Okay. So there was a 3D. There was the walking tick. Then there came tuts. I went crazy into tuts. You know,
Mm, mm-hmm.
so it gives me an all-around thing because if you use the style that Larry taught us by moving around the stage, you can use that with all the other styles and broaden them
Yes.
because you can move around and now you're in different positions.
Right.
See,
Right.
dang, I'm sorry, Jay.
No,
Dang,
what is
oh,
no,
Jay Smooth, man, I love you, brother.
oh.
Hey. Not you, brother. I know you cool. I'm like Jay. I'm giving up yeah. You guys still get the tickets and
Oh
come
yeah,
and
of
see
course.
it.
You just again. There's for everyone watching. There's much more in depth that you're
Oh,
gonna learn.
no, you ain't gotta sell it for me. I'm good.
Yeah. No, you know.
I know it's good. I'm sorry. I thank you, man.
Yeah, no. So a question, that I have is what so okay, we know tutting, the making the Egyptian, the hieroglyphics, we know the ticking, the stopping motion,
Right.
waving, the wave. What would you say defines G style? What is there a movement that
Well, G style is a hidden style,
a
and
hitting
it's
style?
yeah, and it's still using wave motion. But see, people don't understand. I'm gonna let people understand that wave motion is in everything when you dance
Yeah.
because it's about fluidity. You
Hmm.
have to be fluent. And see, within those fluent things that I'm doing right here, there's hits. There's hits in there. You just can stop.
Mm,
You just have to stop them. They're all yours. You can
mm,
stop them. You can go, you can quicker, you can slow it down. Those hits are in your movement. So when you're doing your float or when you're doing your hit and you're moving, if you look at me, I'm still up, down, move, slide, boom, boom. It has to do that. And that's why I sweat them OGs. They come back talking about I'm OG, but see, you ain't doing what you did back then at that level. At least do it at that level or
mm,
do it better. You
hmm,
know what I mean? Don't come back with some, yeah, it's looking nasty, but I'm an OG, so I need respect. No,
mm,
I have love for a lot of OGs, but some of them OGs, I never seen them.
mm.
To put that out there right now,
Right.
I might get some haters.
No,
It's
but
called
it's true. There's people
real is real. I'm into the game, and I'm still. I mean, come on, man. I've been doing
yeah.
this for 44 years.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get up. I get upset if you don't treat it right. You
Of course,
know
you're
what
putting the
I'm
work, the time, the events, the judging, there's,
The,
I
the
mean,
whole, but the whole thing is to let them understand the passion that I have. And if you want to deal with that, then you can grab that and go with it because it's lovely, it's bliss.
yes,
You know what I mean?
right,
I don't have to pay my rent through this.
right,
See, when you do it like that, you feel like, oh, I gotta. No, I do it because of the love of the game and
yes,
the people that I meet, like Animated J. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
yes, yes, yes.
I'm gonna
It's
say
not a, it's
Ivy.
not
I'm
a
gonna say
business
Ivy one more
only
time.
mentality, a business.
Yeah, because that's cool too. You
Right,
got to keep that. If you got that, use it,
right,
but don't let that be what's running it.
right.
You know what I mean? So
Okay, okay.
yeah,
So G style is a hitting style with waves.
no.
Oh no, okay.
See, this is what happens is like I said, I do all styles,
Hmm.
all type, not styles, but movements of those styles. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I'm not master in none of them, but I
Hmm.
can get down with you and when I need it when I need it. You know
Yes.
what I mean? To make it so you don't know how much of that I got.
Right.
It don't matter. I
Right.
ain't got to go tut crazy on you. All I have to do is enough to make the crowd know that I got you.
Yes. Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
learn what you learn and do it at your best.
Hmm.
You can
Hmm.
add on if you want to, if you feel like it. But
Right.
if you don't have to, why waste your time on something that you ain't really involved with? Get into what's exciting you.
Yes.
Okay, I know I jumped from your question, but look, the wave is a Pomona wave style.
Okay.
See, the wave style has a pattern, and a few of us used them, and now they just changed into another because we always had the whip the down to the back, then pull it back up. That was the Pomona wave style. No one was doing that but us.
Oh, so the wave you said go
The
down
one that goes, it was the pattern that you shake
in
them
a
and bring them
circle.
back up and put them out.
Oh,
That was us. Nobody had that. All right. Now, we kept when Bone came out here and Dooley, it's a cat named Dooley that brought ripple waves into Pomona. The ones that come out, the ripples, you got to ripple
oh,
them. They're
okay.
rippling, and it's like putting a tick and a vibration together.
Interesting. Okay.
And if you think it, your body will do it. But see, you can't just say I'm going to do it and then try to do it by you have to think it. There I go again, Jay. Sorry, brother. So look, you got to think it. Because
Hmm.
if you don't think it, how can you tell if you're doing it?
Yes.
You see? Okay. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. 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 Gotcha. So the ripple wave, the thinking, you have to think of it, imagine it, and then
Right. You have to.
you have
Because
to
if you don't
imagine.
imagine it, you're pretending. And if you're
Okay.
pretending, you really don't have that character. Right.
Mm, right. Right. Okay.
Okay. Like when I put these glasses on,
Oh yes.
I'm
Yes.
Stokes.
Oh, what? Tell me about what does the glasses represent?
Look,
How did that bring Stokes, the character?
this is because see, different poppers back in our day, they got named by who they, whatever they did. If they did it well, or their family members called, his name is Bubba, right?
Hmm.
That's going to be his name. And there was a Bubba that was a Pomona Pop Locker in the beginning with G Style, and Bubba was bad. So
Oh,
I just got to put that out there real quick.
okay.
So they say Bubba. So everybody starts knowing you as Bubba.
Mm.
So now you're Bubba Griffin, you're Bubba.
Mm. Yep.
So if they call you Flathead,
Right.
you
That's
got to take it.
yes.
You might not like it. You know what I mean? Look at Boardman.
Right, Boardman.
You
Yeah, yeah.
might not like it, but you know what? When you see him, that's Boardman.
Yes.
Much respect. You know what I mean? That's how it was back then. Kenny Tyler, he used to do the puppet. He used to stick it out and he used to puppet all the time.
Mm.
He became Baby Puppet,
Baby puppet. Mm.
Kenny Puppet. It was the puppet. And when they saw me, they said, "That ain't Stokes. Is that Stokes? Is that
Stokes.
Stokes throwing down?" Because that was my last name, and I guess Stokes is an easy name to say.
Oh, so it's your last name. Stokes is your last name.
Yeah.
Okay, so you okay.
But see, it gets said to the point that it's almost the nickname.
Yes, if I yes, I would have never. Yeah.
Yeah. I was known as the Mad Popper, Baby Wizard. I was those names, but Stokes stayed all the time.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, so then coming back to the journey, you're learning from, Mr. Stretch comes, or take a little bit from that.
Yeah.
No Bone comes, a
Well,
little bit of that. Where,
but this is the kicker. Oh, but
yeah,
yeah, and Dooley. But let me
and
tell you
yeah,
something. I'm gonna give you something about Dooley.
yeah.
Now, see, what happened is since Mr. Stretch moved across the street, right?
Mhm.
I'm feeling a little more comfortable because he ain't sweating me while I'm practicing because he ain't never home. So I'm good, right? I'm good for at least 3 hours.
Yes, yes. Oh,
I'll, I always go for 4, but I'm good for at least 3.
okay.
So so I'm outside practicing, and then he comes around the corner, but he comes around the corner with Danny Cole. He's another Cole brother, right? He's like the best, right? So I'm like, oh man, what they doing? I want to meet him. He comes down and Larry says, "Hey, this is Danny Cole." And I said, I know who he is, right? And he said, "Hey man," he said, "Mr. Stretch said you can pop." And I said, "Yeah, I pop a little bit." And then Larry said, "Mr. Stretch," he said, "Throw a wave, man." And I threw a wave, and Danny said, "You could pop, right?" I said, "Okay, okay." And I'm already, ooh, it's Danny Cole and Mr. Stretch right here. They hemming me up. They got me up against the wall. What's up? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So he said, "Hey man," he said, "You want to be in a group?" And then the first thing I said is, "If I can," because I'm young.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
young, I'm like what, 14, 15? So I don't know.
Right, right.
I was like, "If I can," he said, "What, you got to ask your mama?" And they start laughing. But in my head, I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah, you do. I do
You know
gotta
what
ask
I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, I gotta ask my mama, boy, you ain't feeding me. You know what I mean? So,
I love
so,
that.
so that's how I got hooked up with Danny Cole. Now, see, he's the one that gave me everything I got now.
Okay.
Gave me the concept, the understanding, the discipline.
Hmm.
He told me to come over his house one day. He said, since I want to check you out, so come on over to the house. And he told me where he stayed, and I went over there. And I go in the backyard, and he's got his music up and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, okay. So
Hmm.
I'm thinking I'm just gonna start throwing down. He said, "Let me see you do a little something." And I did a little something. He said, "Okay, now I want you to do this." And he got in front of me and started putting heel to toe like I was doing a sobriety test. And,
Mm.
I'm like, "What's this, man?" He said, "Do that and do your arm wave that you was just doing." So
Mm.
I started doing it. He went in the house, and he just kept doing it. And now that I look back, it's like wax on, wax off, right?
Right, right. Yeah, yeah, the Mr. Miyagi, the
Yeah,
teacher. Yeah.
but I didn't know, so I just kept doing it, and I was like, well, it's Danny Cole, so
Right, right. Like, I believe him. I
I
trust
might
him.
get to see him dance a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right,
That's my
right.
thing.
Yes.
So I did that. Then he told me to do a couple of things. Then he said, well, you know what? When you go home, before you come back tomorrow. I said, what, tomorrow?
Wow.
I
He's
want to
like
go to the
taking you.
I want to go to arcade. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Speedway, man.
Yeah.
East End is on. Everybody, the girls, so I'm thinking like that.
Mhm.
He said, when you go home, I want you to do 50 waves on that side, 50 waves on that side. And I'm thinking, oh, and then he said, reverse it. Then he said, reverse it, and
Yeah.
then do the same thing one more time. So I'm end up doing like 400 waves on the arm, right? Just the arm.
Wow.
And he said, and when you do it, don't fight it.
Hmm.
And I couldn't understand it till the next day. He said, when don't do it, don't fight it. And I couldn't understand. And I was tired doing the waves. When I came back, he said, look, I asked him, I said, well, what's that don't fight it thing? I couldn't understand that. It was the way, he said, well, let the wave do what it does.
Let the wave do what it does.
So when the wave does what it does, it rocks, right?
Oh, because it has to come
It
back. Because
has to.
balance right there.
It's the realness,
Right.
yin yang, right? It's like
Yes.
give and
Yes.
go. You got to have that.
Yeah.
So when he told me that, I understood the wave from then on.
Wow.
So
That's wow.
and then check this out. And I kept wondering why I kept coming back every day. I look here on his ankle. He had an ankle bracelet. He didn't supposed to leave the house, right? So what happened with me? I got lucky. Cause he can't be running the streets. I was running, I was getting all
Right.
this time.
Right.
Cause ain't
Right.
nobody, he ain't got no friends.
So you're the one that he's connecting with, and you're like, okay, wow.
And I'm so impressionable. Come on.
That-
Okay, I'll be there. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So
Right.
I'm there. And I'm
Right.
learning this. And then after he told me that, I started sprouting pretty fast. And he said, I got somebody, because he saw the waves were really getting tight. And he said, well, I got somebody I want you to meet.
Hmm.
And he took me across the street from his house. Dooley, this cat
Ooh.
named Dooley. He has the glasses on, like he's just a super A student,
Hmm.
got a collar, he don't never talk to nobody at school, but nobody messes with him. He just walking through, and I said, who the heck is Dooley? What's Dooley doing? And then they put down the garage door. They said, come on in. They put the garage door, they turned the music on. He didn't do nothing. He did no popping, no OG, nothing, no G style or nothing. Strictly waves.
Strictly waves.
Just back then.
Hmm.
Back then.
Wow,
Wasn't
that's
nobody
rare. That's extremely rare. Right.
I only had like 7 real waves plus the pattern that everybody was using.
Yeah.
He started knocking out these waves, and he was using a float heel toe movement like Bone does, but up in the air,
Hmm.
up on his toes and coming back and down. So he's floating around and he's rippling in his shoulders.
Wow.
And he told me, he said, because I was amazed because I thought, I was learning the real, and I'm seeing this. I said, he took me to another level. Even Danny couldn't wave like this, right?
Wow.
So I'm like, he said, look, everything in your wave is about your shoulders and finishing.
Your shoulders and finishing.
You have to, sorry, you have to finish. It has to finish. No
Hmm.
matter what move you have next, finish the wave.
Finish it.
It doesn't have to finish in front. It just has to finish wherever it's supposed to finish because that's the way of the waves, the motion. That's the way of the
Wow.
water.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, and he said, use your shoulders because the shoulders is a representation of you being in the water. When you get
Mm.
hit, you see what I'm saying? When you
Yeah.
get hit, you have to do what it does.
Wow.
Like Danny says, you got to let the wave do what it do, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I got that because I was like, I need to know all this. I need
Yes.
anything you show me because this is what my passion at this time.
Hmm.
So when he gave me that and pushed it, and I said, "What, the shoulders?" Then that started coming into what Danny was teaching me. And
Yes.
then it was like shoulders, you got to use them. And then that's when the neck roll came in
The neck
because
roll. Okay.
yeah, you got the neck roll is part of the wave. See, what happens is you float in and you pull back, you let the chest run, you move the head again, and you just have fun with it, right? Because nobody knows what's about to happen. You don't even know. See, that's the love about it. If you
Yeah.
do it right, if you do it right, you get the automatic feeling of freestyle. You get to get
Mm.
there. And see, that's like an anointing, right?
Wow.
That's like something when it gets you, and you just feeling it. It ain't about him, it ain't about them, it's about man. I
Mm.
didn't put in this work and look how it feels.
Mm.
Man, that's what I'm teaching, brother. I'm just letting you know.
Wow. No. Yes.
I'm just letting you know, brother.
Wow. So okay. So
Yeah.
Dooley with the waves and the completely just wave
Ripple waves. Yeah,
ripple.
ripple waves, tidal waves. He did waves like Bone, but he didn't stop them. He just kept floating and rolling and twisting. And it just brought my brain into a whole nother idea of what waves can do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you stay in touch with Dooley through the years or
No,
no?
no. I had a couple of sessions with him after, like I would come. He told me to meet him at a certain time at his house, and I go there and we do it, and then I'm off. And
Wow.
then I do it and then I'm off. I think we had like about 5 or 6 sessions,
Wow.
and then I start back just working with Danny,
Mhm.
and then we became a type of a group, and we
Mhm.
would go do shows and do stuff and talent shows and stuff like that. And we were like wasting the talent shows because Danny was so, and then we started doing with Larry, Mr. Stretch, and it just started growing so much, and that was my passion right there at that time.
Wow. And
Yeah.
when was this, and this is all in the Pomona area that all of this was
Yeah.
happening?
All on those, it was all on the south side, this stuff right here, because there's a lot of stuff might have been going on the north side with Slick and Bone and Dollar Bill and those guys
Oh,
out
that's
there.
another. Okay. God.
That's the north side of Pomona.
That's
But in the end, we all came together because see, at first it's constantly like this because you're doing talent shows in high school.
right. Competition. Right.
Yeah, we
Right.
don't like the north side. They Bloods or they Crips. It's always something like that.
Yeah.
So and then we had the west side, and they had the same type of colors we was having. So we kind of everybody was kind of more friendly with them, right? On the
Okay.
west side. So that's how we got connected with some of the guys that are in my group right now, because we went all over
Mm,
Pomona
mm,
after we got to a point that it was me and Larry. We said, let's go see what's happening at on the west side. So we go out
mm.
there and battle whoever's there, and if they're good, we ask them if they want to be part of the crew. You know.
Oh, okay.
Then we go over to the north side and mess around with there, and that's when we seen other people. That's when Larry was like, "That's my people over there," because he's from Ghost Town, so he was Ghost Town Bang.
Okay.
He he created the Bang. A lot of people be trying to talk about the Bang, but you can't do it like him.
Larry, you're saying Larry created the
Mr.
bang.
Stretch,
Mr.
Mr.
Stretch is
Stretch.
the, oh, is this the bang that Slick Dog may be referencing all of the
He learned it from Stretch, but he does it in a guerrilla style. But it's not the style that Stretch does. Stretch does a style. He's at they're leveling up at the bang and hit, but like with a whole lot of moves, Slick's not gonna be on that his bang completely with a whole lot of moves. No one can really do it like Stretch
wow,
because he has the walk, the step, the tight, the height, the limp, he has the moves that complements that style. You
right.
it's
Wow,
like it's something, when you grow up with something, you just know it,
mhm,
right? It becomes you.
right,
Yeah. So you really you can't fight it, you go with it. You know?
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're traveling all over Pomona, the north, the south, the west side, and there's battles, you're battling, seeing who, is gonna join the crew.
Right.
Where does man, there's two questions I have. I'll go with the first. The
Drop
first
them,
question,
drop them,
huh?
drop them. Go ahead,
Drop
drop
'em.
them.
The first
Yeah, give it to me.
the first question I have is when is there a relation or connection with Long Beach? Because I hear about Long Beach and mysterious poppers waving as well. Is there any connection there? Have you guys meeting them or?
Well, you know what? I think that, what happens is when you have uh certain styles that get uh shown at a battle or something like that, you have a lot of people watching.
Mhm.
You have a lot of people that see a wave and see a certain type of wave, and then you have people that are creative. So you never know what really transpired, where waves were, given and taken and all this. It doesn't matter actually, but I know that they were doing a good job.
Doing.
All we know is if you had something that we wanted, we was coming. That's
Mm.
all they knew about the Groovatrons. It was too many of us, and we had too many different styles, and we were cocky
Oh,
because we were battle poppers. We always about the money. So, and when it started getting, we wasn't doing the money thing, and they want to do shows. We was like, we'll show you how to do a show, but we putting it in.
right.
So we go to all your cities
You go
and
ahead.
just get whoever's there. If Drico's there in Pasadena, I'm sorry, man, you good, but you know.
Yes.
If we got to go to West Covina for these guys, we got to do that. If we got to, and we did it. We went everywhere until it got to what was that, Skate Country? They had the pop offs. I think that was like in 83 or maybe 80, 82 or something like that. They had a pop offs at Southern California pop offs. So we
Okay.
got our group together and we went up there. That's when we met Shrimp and the Dominoes,
Oh,
all
okay.
them. It was work night.
What was it? Yeah.
That
About that night. Well, tell me
was
about that
work
night.
night, man. That was work night. We had two routines waiting. We had one that we're gonna do.
Hmm.
So and we that's the first time we did the pyramid. See, because everybody else used to be in a line doing
Okay.
their routines. We broke in a pyramid because it was eight of us. So we
Okay.
had we had Mr. Stretch, Boardman, Poppin' Playboy, Dr. Doom. We had Poppin' Billy, that's a girl. And then
Okay.
we had Medusa. And then we had Shamrock. And did I get them all right? And me, right?
Okay.
So we got in the diamond and we had shifts. We would shift the diamond to move way over here because of Mr. Stretch. That was his part he made up. Because see, they don't the routines now, when they make the routines up, they got one guy making a routine and they do this. But see, what we did is the first person make about three steps, and if we like it, then the next person has to add on when we get to that spot at the beat. So
Okay.
we would go boom, 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 boom. Now that person that is next, he
Yeah.
has to do something. And if it's booty, we're gonna say no, let's do it again. So we do
Right.
it again, he'll try something else. And that's how we would make our routine. So
Nice. Okay.
we did the routine, and then I'm like this. We got to start shifting because I want people to look at it. Because I at that time I was into I created the Rubik's Cube, and I
The,
would do the Rubik's Cube
what
because
was the
Rubik's
Rubik's Cube? What is that? The
I would play with it with the animation when
Mm.
before they start talking about animation. I would use it as an animation because I do mime in my style because
Mm.
I like, I grew up in Oakland and you got the guy, that's where a lot of Shields, Darnell, all them guys were out there doing that. And that's what I grew up on, robot and mime style.
Right. Okay.
So I started doing, I'm making this. So we're doing that routine like that, shifting and everything. And everybody's dressed nice. We got two girls. They don't know nothing about that other than the unique dominettes. They were cool, but they weren't really good. But
Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all out there, you were getting better. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ain't trying to dust them,
No.
but they
No.
wasn't like my girls.
Okay. Okay.
So we put that down, and then we had solos, and they had the single, and the group picked me to do single, and I was cool because our group we work like that. We like, okay, Stokes got some new stuff. Let him do. He gonna do the singles.
Hmm.
And then we got they had a doubles or something like that, and we have another level and different things like that.
Wow.
So we did that. We got the trophies. All right. It seemed like they wasn't happy about us getting the trophies. So it's battle time now. But see, they don't know the routines we were doing. That's not us.
You battle.
That's all of us.
Right.
That's one person. That routine is one person. We just put it all together. That ain't no particular style,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
So it came to 101. Now it's time to get down, right? So everybody's doing their stuff. Boardman's going against Mr. Lean. Have you heard of Mr. Lean?
Mr. Lean. Oh,
Yeah.
who's Mr. Lean? Where's he? Is he like? Where's he?
I always say I always say West Covina, but he's not from West Covina, and I feel bad because he's the popping pastor. Y'all go check him out, man.
Oh, the popping pastor. Yes, I've seen him.
That's Mr. Lean. He's the only one that could hit with Larry, with Mr. Stretch. He's the
Oh,
only one, but he didn't have as many moves as Larry. And I'm sorry to say that, brother. I love you still, though. You
okay,
know what I'm saying?
okay. So Mr. Lean and Boardman, they were going at it.
Right. And I think Unique Dominoes got down. No, no. Yeah, Unique Dominoes got down with some dancers, and then Poppin' Playboy got down against Shrimp, and he kind of like said, like he gave up. Kind of
Who?
like, I don't
Shrimp?
know. I don't know. I think he was like, he felt in his heart, because we felt that he was handling it, but he felt in his heart because of his understanding of the game and the way he feels about himself. He felt that that Shrimp had got him. So
Okay.
he gave him his jacket. Because back in the day,
Oh,
if you had your name on your jacket and your stuff and you got beat, you give up your jacket.
wow, he gave him his jacket. Okay.
Yeah, and it has his name on it. You know what I mean? So he give up his jacket. So me, I ain't feeling that because we Groovatrons, we from Pomona.
Okay.
We got to get down, Shrimp. You know
Okay.
what I
Okay.
mean? You don't take my boy's jacket. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, no, I hear you. It's like,
It's got the group name on it.
yeah, you can't take that. We're bringing that back. Bring that back to home.
If it was just your name on it, cool.
Right.
But it says Groovatrons.
Nah,
He ain't beat the Groovatrons.
yeah, right.
Yeah. So me and Shrimp start going at it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And man, we was going at it to the point, like you remember the songs 5 Minutes of Funk and
Right,
The
the
Freaks Come
long.
Out at Night,
Yes.
5 minute songs, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Man, we did like 6 songs and we looked at each other and was like, give me love, let the crowd do what they do, man. Let's go, because I'm tired. And he was
Yeah.
tired.
Mhm.
And just to add on to that, we did an interview. Frantic hooked up an interview with I can't remember the cat, and I'm so sorry that I forgot your name, brother. Um, and Shrimp said, he said, well, me and him was battling. He said, okay, he never seen this stuff coming at him. So what he did, and this is a genius, right?
Hmm.
Said after it got to the point that it was too much to handle, I just start matching what he was doing his style,
Ah,
so
okay.
he could linger on with me.
Right. Play off of what you're doing.
He was a genius.
He can play off of, yes.
He said I just start mimicking him,
Yeah.
and that took it on, and that showed me that he was one of the baddest.
Wow.
And what's on top of that? After I said that to myself, and me and him was cool, and I went on about my business, I ended up going to the beach, and he was up there shooting the video for Party Train, and he
Oh,
looked, he saw me, he said, "Come here,
oh,
come
wow.
here." Now, tell me, is that respect?
Yes.
He
Yes.
could have been like, "Oh, that's the guy that put me to the test," or whatever. He called me up on the stage
Wow.
and put the shine on me. And
Wow.
ever since then, anything you want, brother, I got you.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's respect.
Yeah, that was nice because people wasn't doing that. Like I told you, we battle pops. We cut your throat. We didn't care. We had crazy folks in our group too. So
Yeah.
I used to say that, but we had some. They don't call him Dr. Doom for nothing. I mean, I'm just saying.
Right. No, no. Yeah. No, I hear you. Wow. What
Pop and
was
save lives.
right, right. It's so interesting also to hear like just the how like currently like the state of the dance, just the different generations,
Yeah, yeah,
how
yeah.
things have changed through time and
Got to respect that.
right, right. Wow. I wanted to ask my other question I have was what was the relationship with Pomona, your crew, and LA? Like, did you go? When did you start going to LA and seeing what was going down there, or what was that like for you? Because I
Man.
know people talk about LA and
Right,
all these,
right.
but what was that for you?
Well, my first time, me particularly, I went with Mr. Stretch, and we had a partner out there, Baby G from the Freak Daddy crew,
Hmm.
uh, him and Mike, and we went out there to go hang out because they said, "Hey man, there's these cats that throw down at the Eve After Dark in L.A."
Hmm.
And we like we said, I'll throw down, you know what I mean? So we went out there, but we in the spot where it's like, ooh man, you gotta be careful and don't wear no colors, don't just, put your head down or keep it up, one or the other, right?
Right.
So we get out there, we take this bus ride from Pomona, LA, we get out there and we get off the bus and we start walking, and all these cats start looking at us like, "Who are you?" They coming out from the cars, in between the cars, and coming out in the middle of the street because we walking in the middle of the street because we want to see what's going on.
Yes.
And it's like, 4 or 5 of them start coming out, and we're like, here we go, right? And then Mike comes out, man, from the Freak Daddy Mike. He came out, he was like, Mr. Stretch Stokes, what's up? Oh man, you talk about woo. We was like, oh, thank goodness. We start popping in the street, we like happy, it's like, he saved our lives, man. So,
Wow.
that night they said, okay, man, we're gonna go to this Eve After Dark. And we went to the Eve After Dark and we seen these cats that reminded of us. I
Mhm.
mean, the way they were dressed, it was like, oh, these guys look like they know what they're doing, right? So it ended up being Bop and Dre and his boys.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So so what happened? It was him and one other person. So we start getting down, right? Stretch is in the crazy mode. He's vibrating in the doorway and he's doing this. And we're respecting each other's styles and dance. And they start bopping. We didn't know nothing about no bopping, right?
Right, right.
But this is not the bopping you see now. It's the bopping Dre style.
It's
When he
Andres.
bops,
Andre.
yeah,
Okay.
bopping Andre. When he bops, it's the real bop.
Right.
I mean, in all steps. Even though you get robot in there, he's still bopping it. So
Hmm.
he start bopping on us, and he's hitting this thing. These guys are hitting routines, and we're like, oh, we ain't worried about that because we got like 20 routines, right?
Right,
Being him,
right.
and we can make up stuff for hours, right?
Yes, yes.
That bopping routine put us like, what the hell they doing?
Wow. Okay.
And we learned from that. And what he did, they turned around on us. And see, this is the thing. They did this. They walked up to us. They looked at us. They looked at each other. They turned around, bent over, and shook their butt at us. Oh, we was like, oh, they got us. We said, oh, that's cold. That's cold, right? It wasn't like an individual battle. It was like, y'all got some stuff, right?
Right.
So we started rapping. It was cool. And ever since then, Dre has showed me that he is exactly the guy I thought he was when we went there. I
Mm.
have the highest respect for him
Wow.
because he knows the concept, he knows the understanding, and he knows the teaching. I'm
Mm.
not gonna teach you these moves. Like people, they think I'm gonna come to the place and teach you all these moves. I'm not gonna do that. You already know my moves.
Mm.
I ain't trying to teach you my moves. I'm trying to teach you your moves.
Right,
You
right.
see what I'm saying?
Yes. Open their mind. Open their
Oh my God, it's so easy to do if you stop and you stop using the floodlight and use the spotlight. If you
Mm.
focus, see,
Mm.
you see all this crazy stuff around you, but focus.
Mm.
Use the spotlight because the spotlight's gonna tell you what's really going on, and then you just deal with you. That's
Mm.
how you get game on, man.
Can
That's how
you can you go deep more into that the spotlight because from what I'm understanding is the spotlight is you going deeper into yourself.
no, see, the spotlight is when you are focused. That's one of them lights that shoot right
Yes.
at you.
Right. Yes. Yes.
But see, when you're letting all this in the background be part of it, that's a floodlight because a
Mm.
floodlight lights up a lot of things.
Okay,
It's
yes.
kind of like our brain. We like when I'm talking to you, I'm focused on you. That's the spotlight. But if I see something moving over there, that
Right.
that's my floodlight.
Yes.
You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's the way we got to live with it. You know what I mean? If
Mm.
you focus in your game, the more times you're focused, the more you're gonna understand what you're doing and how you're doing it. If you're just wide-eyed, I seen that move, now I'm gonna do that move. That's not how it's done. If
Mm.
patience and time makes you great. You have to be, if you want to be great in you, you have to take the time. It's just like building foundation, right? When
Mhm.
you're building a foundation, people think, okay, I built this foundation, and they use it all flimsy. Like they always say, I start with foundation, or I did. Come on, man. Look, foundation is you getting prepared, your foundation, how you're building your house. Don't think that because I'm doing a 1-2 step that that's my foundation. No,
Mm.
your foundation is how am I doing that 1-2 step? Is it on time? Does it feel good with me?
I
You see
see.
what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
if it feels good with you, move on because you can keep moving on with that. So you build that foundation, and what do? You build it up, right? But
Yeah.
see, people think the foundation is it. Like some people think, okay, if I do this style, that's the only style I do. That's not how it works. When you get a new house and you love that house, in about 10 years, you say, you know what, let's add something to it.
Right. Right.
So you got to make more foundation, right?
Yes.
If you want another room, right? So you take up that empty space,
Mhm.
you get me?
Yes.
And then you build on that. And now your foundation is a little wider. And now you can branch off into other things now. Now it can take all that weight because you got more foundation.
Right. And I think a lot of people think that the foundation has to look how it's being taught by the other people. They're like, "Oh,
Exactly.
my foundation is good if it looks like that person
Right.
is teaching it." Right.
If I'm doing the 1-2 step that he told me to do,
Yes.
that's my foundation. No, that's your introduction to your foundation. That tells you what you need to do from there that feels good to you.
Mm.
Because if you do it trying to feel good to him, you'll be chasing forever.
Right.
You'll
Never.
never you'll never know what he felt. It's just like when I grew up in the 80s, the things that were going on in that area,
Mhm.
that's who I am. So when I
Mhm.
express, I'm going to express that in my dance if
Mhm.
I'm true to me.
Mhm.
So you're not going to be doing the same things I do.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Unless you copying.
Right. Right.
Okay. So what you want to do is in your time where you're growing, don't let nobody tell you what's good and what's not.
Mm.
You do what feels good to you, and your level will level where it's supposed to be.
Mm.
Okay. And now we got levels, right?
Mhm.
Everybody's tripping off of levels. Who's better? Who's this? Who's
Right.
that?
Right.
There's too many things out there for anybody to be the best. So
Mm.
what you do is be the best in you. And the time, whatever time is going on through life, will
Mhm.
determine if you're spotlighted at this time or not.
Depending on what's going on in your life, will just see if you're spotlighted at this time or not.
Yeah. Some people like there was a time when there was nothing but Pop and John. That's all you heard, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
and he's a great, and I gotta tell you some things about him, but he's a great guy. He's good at what he's doing.
Mhm.
But there was a time it was just that, and then there was a time that it was just this other cat. It was frantic.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
about timing. If you're doing the right thing at the right time, and the people's vision is coinciding with what you're doing, that's how you become that. I
Wow.
mean, I'm not the greatest in my city,
Mhm.
but I did something in my city at the right time.
Yes.
But they don't understand the concept, the things that happen. I'm living in the South Side. Stretch comes to, he's the top guy. He meets up with Danny because they're two top guys. And
Mhm.
they meet together, and Larry says, there's a cat over here that can do this.
Mm.
And I hooked up with him. Then you got Kenny Tyler,
Yeah.
the master of the Pomona style of pop locking,
Wow.
G style. So, and then Sugar Hill Neil comes across the street on
Mm.
my. I'm just telling you, the things that I got is because of the way I think about life and the people that came around me. I wouldn't be doing this, what I'm doing, if I didn't have them people around me. That's
Right.
why I always give love to Pomona. I mean, we all have the same concept of respect for each other. So I don't know. Like I say, I'll talk forever, man.
Nah, I love it. We could talk forever, and there's so much to be taken away from this, and inspiration for the future. But um, okay, wow, okay. So we talked a little bit about Pomona. Well, we talked a lot about Pomona and the journey, the exploration of Pomona. Also, L.A. running into Andre. What was going on in L.A. Were there any? Who were some of the waivers maybe that you ran into outside of Pomona that you were like, okay, like, if any?
You know, in my time of throwing it, it was it we used technique and setups and stuff. So nobody really was able to just, if they were really good with their waves, they weren't really able to just let loose because it was about controlling the crowd. It's just like when you're a boxer, you control the ring.
Mm-hmm.
We were, like I tell you, battle popping was a different idea, because the reason it was battle popping is because we used to make money with it. And you had to be for real, because some people would lose money if you don't do what you're supposed to do. So we were more serious about the game
I
than they are
see.
today.
I see.
So
Okay.
yeah, so we thought a little different. So when I went out to battle, I never came across anybody that really threatened me in waves, because I had so many that I created when I was at home
Right.
in Pomona, and they never got to see it
Right.
because
Right.
they weren't doing that. They were still boogalooing and strutting. So, and some of the guys were doing the waves that like, you had the prime ministers and a lot of other old school groups that knew a lot of things, but we weren't able to see them because, like I said, we were stuck in Pomona, but we knew what a wave was.
Yes.
So, with all that time on my hands,
Yeah.
I
You.
gotta create. And then I'm running into all these people that's showing me how to get around and
Yeah.
how to change the wave to a ripple, to a tidal wave, all this stuff is coming to me, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just absorbing it, because my mom taught me to always take whatever you see and hear and
Mm.
disperse what you don't need. If it don't work
Mm.
with you, you don't need it, but always listen.
Wow. So you always had that, you would say, that sponge mentality of like being able to absorb what you're
Oh
seeing.
yeah. Oh
Because
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it shows in your movement when you're explaining how you took like a little of this and a little of that, and it shows like when you are moving, when you're dancing, when you're waving and popping, it just all it's like a collection of all.
Right, right, right. See, and some people don't like that umbrella thing,
Mm,
with a whole lot of things in it. But you know what? Our new generation and the generation before that, closer to mine, we just wanted to express ourselves, and you couldn't express yourself with that little bit of uh style. You had to expand. And the more I saw that the expansion came from individuals that stepped up and gave you something else to look at,
mm,
gave you something else to look at. Like we used to do slow motion back in the day, but it got boring to us, so we stopped doing it.
mm.
It came back, and
Yeah,
they started doing slow motion. They're doing strobe.
right,
I don't know if they still call it strobing, but it's
right,
like a
right.
strobe light. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm, right. Yep.
And see, they're doing this one now, and that was the old one. But see, like there's some cats that I like Nico Motion.
Oh, Nico motion.
Yeah, young brother. He's a new generation to me, but he can absorb. He looks, and I can see it in his style changing as I see his clips.
Hmm.
There's people that do that, man, like Temp Star. I can just start dropping names: Chris Boogie, Soul, Shiva, Royce Wong from Hong Kong Pop Lockers.
Oh wow.
I did some work with him. He changed so much from
Hmm.
when we first worked together, because I could see it in him. I
Hmm.
see the my style in him, like not my style, but his style of being in him, and all he needed to do is let it loose. And
Mm.
now when I look at him, I did a couple of classes with him. Man, don't come back to me.
Right.
You on your own. See,
See?
I'm telling you, man. Like I'll have students, and it gets to a certain point. It's like, man, oh, I didn't told you everything because I talk too much. So now, now you got you on your own. Just do your thing. If you need me, I'll tell you something.
Right, right.
Like say Jay Smooth.
Yes.
I love that brother because he understands pop locking in a mental state. See,
Mm.
it's not just doing the move, it's understanding the move and why the move is being done. That's what
Mm.
I like. That's why I mess with him.
I
You know
see.
what I mean? Because he knows how to, let's see, he knows how to take that wave. Just like when I was a kid and I start thinking, because I'm gonna tell you, when they wasn't throwing the ball before I threw the ball. Okay.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
throw the ball now, but they don't do it right. Some of them don't do it right, but I'm gonna explain that too.
Yes, yes, yes.
But Smooth, he knows how to see the wave. You don't have to be in the wave to see the wave. See, people want to get it in and look at it, but the wave is there all the time.
Mm.
Okay, but which wave are you hitting? Is it a wall? Is it low? Do you
Mm.
have to go high and then go into it? Does
Mm.
it go fast and then slow down? The one thing I like about Jay Smooth is that he likes to use the elements and he talks about wind. See, people don't understand wind and water are different. You know,
Mm.
you think that when you're dancing, it's going to be the same. While
Mm.
you're doing it, you say it's wind because you pick up the speed. That's not how it is.
Mm.
Wind does this. It does that to you.
Yeah.
It does that. The wave is going to have resistance
Mm.
because it's weighted, right?
Yes.
So he thinks like that. So when he does it, you can see that that's wind,
Yeah.
that's water,
Yeah.
that's a wave. That's where I think. That's
Yeah.
how I know he's got game.
Yeah. And this goes back to what you were saying about people like of think about, imagine it, see it first,
Have to.
and then you can create. Don't just go into it.
How
And
do you survive in life with business? You have to have a plan.
right.
You
Right.
got to see what you're going to do so you can stay in step, right? It's
Yes.
the same thing, man. Like I always tell everybody, everything is kung fu, man. As
Mm.
long as you treat people well, you're going to do well. It ain't about receiving nothing back. It's about being that guy, that
Mm.
girl. Just go on and be you. If people don't want it, that's cool. But be
Mm.
cool because that's going to express in your dance too.
Yes.
It's this expression, right?
Yes.
Man,
Yes.
I'm tired of talking to you. I'm saying, man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you.
I just get passionate about the game, man, because
Yes. Yes.
people love it and it gave a lot to me in my life. It made me happier.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I made money doing it, and I made money other words doing other things too. It
Hmm.
ain't about the money,
Right.
because if it's about the money, man, what happens with money? It gets gone, right?
Yeah, yeah. Comes, goes, and
Comes and
you
goes.
want money, probably you have to get into like,
And then it still comes and goes.
yeah, it always up and
Right.
down.
But if you love it and it's in you,
Yeah.
it stays with you. So when you gone, then it's gone.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right. It's
Yeah.
always good.
You
So,
you you mentioned the popping John. Was there something you wanted to share on?
well, Poppin' John, the one thing that he does, and I don't think he uh shared it with people to grow or nothing like that. I think he was just very perceptive and patient
Mm.
because his timing is a unique timing.
Mm.
I've crossed it different times when I was doing my dance. I used a certain timing that he uses, and he uses that timing so good. Like he can mix his robot into his hit timing, and he knows how to drag. See, drag, a lot of people don't know how to drag when they're popping because they'll look at something and they say they're popping and they say, okay, I got to get to that spot, and they run over to that spot. They're missing beats, they're doing all this other stuff to get to that spot when all you have to do is drag your tempo and find your hit.
Mm.
Go in that area. Don't try to pinpoint your stop because you never know what might happen. Your wave might be lasting longer than it should, so it's going to slow you down from getting to that spot spot that you're trying to hit. Don't hit the spot, hit the area.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And
Yes.
then you don't have to worry. See, people worry, they start popping and they get frantic. I see it in your face because I'm a battle popper. So what we do is we watch you. We
Mm,
don't turn our backs like some of these guys turn and try to be all cocky about turning your back. You're missing out. If you don't watch, you don't know what you're up against,
mm,
right? And you can tell by a dancer, especially by a wave. If you see a wave that's very clean, like Tim's art, very clean. That means he takes time. So if he takes time in his waves like that, just think of what he does with the rest of his stuff,
yes.
right?
Right.
The wave will tell you what a person how intricate they
Uh,
get into it.
it'll tell them more about themselves than more than just the wave. You'll get to understand their
I
style.
understand their mentality and what level I might have to go to. And see
Uh,
that if it's not a surprise to me, I'm cool. But see, when you get surprised, that's when they get shaken and you can see it in their face. That's why we wear these.
the glasses are so to kind of would oh, wait go with
Back in the day, we would wear our glasses so we would still stay in robot form, right?
yes.
Want to be in creative robot form. You don't want your eyes floating around and stuff like that. And then in my group, we start using them to see the other person and their reaction. Just look away and still look at them, right?
Wow, yes.
You look away and still look,
Right, right.
and eventually anything you do is going to show on their face. See,
Yes.
it shows on their face because they can't control an emotion. Emotion happens fast, then you control it,
Yes. Yes.
right?
It comes up. Yeah.
Then you have to control it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So if you get angry, you can feel the anger, then you got to control it.
Right.
But
Right.
you can't hide the first stick,
No.
right? Because that's the way the body works. That's how your mind is protecting you, right?
Yes. Yes. Wow.
So we watch that. That our group was really good at that too. We see a sucker and we like, oh, he done. You
Wow.
know, and if we feel he's done, we might do anything. We might say, Billy,
Right.
just start
Go.
banging on him, just bang all day. Because
Right.
he gonna get tired. Then he has like 7 other people they have to deal with. So don't come at the group,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And
Wow.
uh,
The mentality.
uh,
That's another wow.
that's
I
battle popping, man. That's
yes,
battle
battle
pop.
popping, which that's something very I wonder if I don't know if that's something that's really talked about, the
No, they don't do
mentality.
that now. They're
Yeah,
not doing that. They battle. I mean,
right.
I'm not
But
saying that they battle, but the mentality was a little bit different.
right, more strategic, more really research strategy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um. Oh man, that was. I wanted to ask about I mean, you talked about the glasses. What about the clothes like that you wear when you're waving? Is there a
Well,
decision you are making what you're
oh
wearing?
yeah. Well, when we came up, Mr. Stretch was our stylist. We used to. It was nothing but baggies,
Okay.
Stacey Adams, suits and ties, and the whole thing. We would, zoot suits, whatever. We was in the hats, all that. We were into that clean type of this is pop locking type of thing. We felt like that. And as we kept moving on, like me myself, you can always tell I'm always in black. I love black.
Yes.
And not only do I wear black, the black, if I'm behind something, you can see every move with my black.
Ah, okay. That contrast, they're
You
saying, like,
see,
okay.
I think it's always you have to work with everything if
Mm,
you can think of it.
mm,
You got to work with everything because, like if you talk to let's say Burst Rock,
hmm
he's a cat that's like you got to look good doing this
right. So, yep, yep,
because he's from our time.
yeah.
You got to look good doing it. That's half the battle. When we used to go to do a contest, we come up in that suits and zoots and cummerbunds and walk in and the poppers are lined up. Man, we went to one place in Fontana.
Mm,
We had to sign, we came to sign in for the popping contest. We had to turn the page over and go down at the bottom on the next page, right? They called, and by the time we came walking through, sat down. just hung out a little bit. They start calling the names. None of them showed up. They just stood there, didn't come until they got to our name. And we were on the back page.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
because of the way we looked. It messed them up because they came in their t-shirts, they
Right.
came in their pants, and now they looking at somebody. We got ties on.
Look good. Right. Looks good.
We got our eyes covered. You can't see what we saying.
Right.
We go out there and we start throwing down, and then we take the trophies. We took all three trophies,
Dang.
first, second, and third, and all they popcorn because we want to eat. You know what I mean? We was young. And then after that, then they want to try to pop. You see what I'm saying? But
Right.
now we don't want to pop.
No, it's too late. Yeah, nah.
We got the trophies. That's
Right.
what we
Right.
came for. So
Right.
now Mr. Stretch, instead of holding his trophy like he's showing it, he holding it like he gonna use it, right? That's
Wow.
how we got back to the car. You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I guess I also want to ask about the current generation of waving and where waving is now. I know you're going to be one of the judges for Waves Within, I believe.
Right, right. I'm
So,
glad you mentioned that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I know, with J Smooth, and the team Waves Within and the Wave Gang, and waving seems to be becoming a hot topic now, more popular. People in
Right,
Germany, people in Italy, Greece,
right.
Alex Waves, all these groups. What are your thoughts of where waving is now, what it's looking like? What comes to your mind being in the game
Well,
for,
when I look at it, man, I look at it like this. Waving is just like ticking, tutting, whatever. What happens is that if it's enough variety, people grab it and it's easier. Waving is easier to connect to, and it's less on your body. It's less. That's why I do more waving than I do hitting now.
Mm,
know,
mhm,
but because I'm older, I don't practice like that.
mhm.
I teach, but I don't practice like that. If I was practicing like that, it would be a different. I would really mix my styles up
Right,
and really go full out on tuts and ticks and stuff like that. But I don't have that. I can't be doing that. But I got that here. I can teach somebody it.
right, right.
You know. But I think what happens is that there a lot of the waving is taking over the fundamentals of the popping. Like Poppin' Pete, he has a lot of good hits, a lot of good style and understanding, but people are getting a little more lazy on they'd rather be with the wave, and it's not really exciting to do that. And it's just a time. It's not good or bad. It's just the timing of things. Waves are very expressive.
Mm,
You can express a lot with your waves, and it's so many different avenues that you can deal with if you want to be creative with wave.
mm,
Me, I like to incorporate my waves within my style. So I change up and I'll go to tuts and I'll go to ticks and then I'll back into the waves and I'll slow it down. And that's how you get a big picture of a person's dance.
mm.
But like there's some people that just go full out waves.
Right.
That's cool. You can go wave. Now it's a wave style. It's nothing other than a wave style what you're doing. You're just doing a full wave style. It's just like if you look at Sensei Bob, he'll go straight tuts. And
Yeah.
he can do straight tuts for, whatever he wants to do,
Right.
you know. And what are you going to call that? You're going to say he's doing a tut style. He's still a pop locker.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't get it twisted. And when they talk about popping and pop locking and they want to separate this and that, talk to Mr. Stretch. He was a locker.
Mm.
And what he did is since locking was hot and then popping came in, he just added it.
He added it.
And he
Mm.
started using his techniques that he had from locking and moving it into the popping. Why do you think we move around like we do in Pomona?
Right.
We
Right.
were dancing against people that were dancing in one spot.
Mm.
Man, we were like everywhere. So, in other words, that means I can throw a wave and step my foot out and go get it because I know how to move because I learned it from somebody that used to lock.
Yes. Yes.
And then on top of that, when I dealt with Danny Cole, all he talked about was the boogaloos. So I grew
Mm,
up on that, knowing I just knew their names, and he'd tell me stories, and that's how I do my move and switch and throw the leg up when I do the roll legs, when I kick them legs and shake and change. That's a boogaloo step
mm.
that he taught me. I don't go full out boogaloo because I'm not a boogaloo,
Right, right,
but I know different parts of a boogaloo.
right.
I'm not going to be as good as Pete.
Yeah.
uh Skeeter Rabbit, God rest his soul. I love that dude.
Mm,
Yeah. And I ain't gonna be like them, but it's not about being like them.
mm.
Ah, man.
Wow. What would the current where waving is, how do I say? Well, since you're going to be judging the Waves Within, one of the judges, and I'm sure this may be a question when closer to the event, what are you looking for? Or when you're judging, when you're seeing a contest of wavers, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at timing, your execution, how fluent your wave is with the rhythm. Because see, a lot of people they have their waves in their head and they just start throwing them because the music is playing. But you have to throw your waves within your music.
Mm,
You have to do that. If you don't do that, the person watching, because see, I want to be excited and just follow you. I want to be with you.
mm,
Okay, I want to be with you. But and when you're dancing, but if you're doing jaggeds and stagnated things,
mm.
it doesn't feel good to me, but my mind fixes it. It's kind of like if you look on the side of your eye and you think it's a dog and you look and it's a fire hydrant,
Right,
right? The
right.
mind does what it does.
Okay, it's okay,
It's
okay.
gonna assume. So if you're doing some stuff and you're hitting and you're not staying in flow, you're messing up my visual.
Right.
But I don't really understand that you're messing it up. It just doesn't look as good as his.
Right. You don't want to be thinking so hard. You just want it to naturally, like
Exactly.
it's like I see it, my mind is at ease. It's just so
You
easy to
want
watch.
you want to be here with me. I want you here with me. So when I stop and I take, no matter how much time I take, you're with me. So
Mm,
it's not long. It's
yeah.
not like I'm taking a long time because you're there with me. You're doing me.
Yes.
You have to do that, man. When you're dancing and you're throwing down, you have to be yourself,
Mm,
relax, and just start. You got to communicate with your crowd. You have to feel it. Do you kind of understand what I'm saying?
yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah,
It's a mental thing more than the movement itself, what we're
yeah.
talking about.
But make sure that you're staying in flow of nature, the natural flow. As long as you're naturally flowing, the brain's on automatically understand it.
The natural flow.
Because whatever's natural, like I said, if you pour water like that, you know what's going to happen.
Right.
It's going to go and it's going to splatter. It's going to do this. It's going to spread out.
Make it make sense.
It
Make
has
it,
to,
it has to make sense. It has to
because
flow.
then you don't have to think. Now
Mm,
your audience is with you. They're
yeah.
in the flow and you can take them where you want. So when they're with you, you can do a power move real quick and they go, oh, and bring them back down. And
Yes.
then you feel that they went high, you hear the sound, and then right when it gets ready to get low, you throw another one. And then they
Yeah.
go, whoa, then you ease out, and then you just change the tempo.
Yeah.
Now they're feeling what they felt, but now they're in this tempo, this happy tempo that you're doing now. And they're like, oh, that was cool. That was cool. Now
Yeah.
I got time to do what I want.
Now you're in it. You're in it. You got it. You're in it.
It
Everyone's in
has
the world. Yep.
it has to be that. And when you get that, it doesn't happen all the time. When you're dancing, it doesn't happen all the time. It's just like a boxer, sometimes they have a good night and they don't.
Right. Right.
But like I tell all my homies and the people that was in my crew, you're only as good as your last throw.
Your
You're
own.
only as good, no matter how good you are at home, no matter how good you threw down in front of me. We just did a show
And
and
then
you didn't do the same as you did at home. Now that's you right there. That's what everybody see. That's you.
yeah.
So I'm always a critic on myself because I'll get to a show bone and say, man, you tore it up, you tore it. And I'm thinking in my head, nah, I don't think so.
Right. Right.
And then they looking at me like, oh man, you tripping again. But it ain't that. You got to feel good about you.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel good about it, get going. And now the
Mhm.
next time, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna probably do pretty good.
Yes. Yes. Right. Man.
Always positive.
Man, no, that was beautiful. I feel that section what we just shared, I feel was really helpful for people that are thinking of entering a waving or just dance in general. Just that mindset of how to be natural. Let it be, let it be
It'll
natural.
happen. It'll happen if it's true.
Right.
Don't force it.
The authenticness, your realness.
Yeah.
My last question. I see Ivy's here. She's probably listening.
Hey, baby. That's my girl right there.
If you're there, Ivy, you're probably listening in.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Ivy?
Um,
Yeah, I came in pretty late, but I heard so much. And yeah.
Well, you probably heard it already anyway, because I talked
Yeah,
your ear
no.
off.
No, no.
yeah. And Ivy, if there was I'm gonna ask just one more question to
Yeah.
Stokes. We're talking to Stokes right now. We're talking with Stokes. And so my last question really is, what's a message you would want to tell the future generation and the current generation, the people that are listening to your story, your journey? What is a message you would want to tell them to
Well,
take it away?
well, the message that I would want to say is, first of all, respect the next dancer.
Hmm.
Start off there. Respect the next dancer. Don't be so judgmental. Let people be who they are, because you never know what's inside of what they're giving. You know, you might see something that's like, wow, and being kind, you might say, hey man, why don't you try this? And all of a sudden, you open up a whole nother box.
Hmm.
And now here's this guy doing some things that's very, because you were positive. Everybody's trying to do their thing,
Hmm.
and they love to dance. If they love to dance, love it with them.
Hmm. Yeah.
And with the old school cats, if you want to come back doing some things and say, hey, this is how you do it, teach them right.
Hmm.
And let them know, I might not be doing it at its fullest, but these are the things you should be looking for if you
Hmm.
want to do it. That's how you do it. That's how you get the foundation and everything clean. Because see, this is, if you do it nasty and sloppy, what happens is it waters it down, and then you get something like we got in the Olympics. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Right,
know dang well they should have went and got some real
right,
breakers. You know
right.
what I mean? I mean, they was throwing down. I ain't gonna disrespect them, but they aren't the baddest.
Yeah, yeah.
Come and get the baddest. But no, you got to get the baddest from, some other place where it really ain't,
Right.
come on.
Politics, more politics than
Yeah. But you know what? I do appreciate that they did that to give an eye on it,
right.
but you should have vetted the right way
Yeah.
and got the real people. But like I say, OGs, if you go out there and you're listening, man, I got no disrespect. Do your thing, but do it in the right way, man. And these guys that are like, now, see, I'm almost saying Frantic is OG and Jay Smooth is OG, I guess, because now I must be double
To the
OG
current, right, 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 right,
or but
right.
you know what? And what's so good about them guys? Those guys, they're still willing to learn.
Mm,
See, when you get to a point that you feel that you can't learn nothing,
mm,
believe me, you won't learn nothing.
mm,
You know what I mean? And
right.
these young guys that they want to push to the side and be upset about what they doing because they doing all waves or they doing all tuts, and don't do that. Encourage them,
Mhm.
because if you encourage them, you never know what might come out of that.
Right.
Maybe they'll be so good at touch that they say, let me try doing something else. And then they start being good at that. And all of a sudden you have another type of style.
Right.
Because like Wavo used to say, like I said,
Mm,
the style doesn't make the dancer makes the style,
mm,
right? So when
mm,
you see my style out there, they say that's a promoter style or it's not a promoter style. It don't matter. What matters is that what I did made an influence. It made something happen so we can keep this going. I'm not taking this with me. What can I do?
mm.
I'm
Right.
not battling no more.
Right.
So you guys, my last word, that's what I would say, man. Love each other, be kind, support each other, and work for your bestness. Try
Mm,
to be good, and don't rush what you're doing, because you got another generation that's going to watch what you're doing, and you want to give it to them easy. Just like if you had a kid and you went through a lot of stuff growing up, You don't want your kid to grow up. So what you do, you end up spoiling them, right?
Right.
Spoil them.
Mm,
What's wrong with spoiling them?
right.
They ain't got to be getting hit by rocks and all this other stuff like you did. Go on and spoil them.
Right. Right.
All about love, man.
Man, I
All I can say,
appreciate
man,
that. I
peace,
appreciate.
brother, peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about that, man. Yeah,
Yes.
I might be a mad popper, but I'm happy.
Yeah. I
Might be a
love
bad, but I'm up like Boardman say, why you so mad?
that.
That's my
Yo,
boy.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
well, I if there's Ivy, since you're here, is there anything you would like to share or you know, say or any question at this moment for this opportunity?
Hello.
Hey, sweetie, there you
I
go.
honestly don't have any questions, but I do want to say, for someone that started waving like probably a half a year ago, to me, in my experience with getting, lessons from Daryl and just learning the culture of Pomona waving, it literally opened um my eyes to waving like in a whole new light, honestly. And I want to say, like for people my age or even younger, or people that want to get into waving, I think Pomona is, to me, the best way to start. Because I understand waving a lot more now than I did before, and I want to thank Daryl for that.
Oh, my baby girl. There she go. See, she gets away with calling me Daryl.
I don't got
Look,
it like that. Stokes. I
hey,
like Stokes.
hey, you should see me at the parks and all the place. They don't say Daryl. Who's Daryl? I said, man, let me take my shades off and then Daryl will take you somewhere. Yeah, yeah. But that's my girl right there. And I tell you, she's grown so much, because it's not so much of uh trying to learn different moves. It's the feeling and the understanding of wanting to do it. See, like the time when, like I told you, when I told her to go ahead and get down, she went on and got down.
Mm,
That and in my day when they did that to me, it was like I was like, oh man, because Stretch told me, he said, "This is your day, throw down, man. This is my first time throwing down."
right.
But you know what? I went and did it because I knew he had my back, and she knew I had her back. Do your thing, girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Ivy, again, I want to thank you for connecting me and Stokes together. I appreciate that. And,
Of course, anytime.
know, and then, Stokes, I appreciate you again for the knowledge, the wisdom, and just the kindness of your heart and your authenticness. I
I thank
appreciate
you.
you,
I thank you. I thank you.
So, yeah. So
My mama taught me that.
shout out to your mom,
I
man.
love my mama.
Shout out to your mom. But yeah, yeah, man, I appreciate this time. I'll post this on Instagram, YouTube. I'll tag you in it, Stokes, so you could see as well.
Nice.
And yeah, man, thank you
Oh,
again for this.
hey, I hope it does well, man. And you guys make sure that you check us out, on Waves Within. You know,
Yes.
that was good. And I guess it's Spoon Lab. Is that what it is? Spoon Lab and Stance? I guess they part of the hookup or whatever, man. But I just want to thank those guys for getting that together, and Jay Smooth for, even coming out there. And, me and him got to practice some more. I love the way he thinks. So,
Nice.
it was cool. I don't practice with a lot of cats, you know what I mean? But I like what Smooth got going on.
That's
So
what's up.
that's all I got to say. But I thank you guys for having me here, man. So animated, do your thing, brother.
Hey, I appreciate it.